You go to make your rows for your garlic. I like to use something like this hoe. This is a Rogue hoe. It's a really well-made hoe. And this one is a shorter version. I usually use the one that's wider or longer. But this works really well for making these like kind of tall, skinny furrows that work for garlic. And so before I did this, I totally cleared the bed and got rid of any weeds. You don't want to have any weed competition for your garlic. Garlic does not do well with competition. And so I'm making furrows that are about 3 inches deep. Okay, and that's just going to be some fluffy soil in the middle that I just move around. And then when I sow my garlic, I put it in, and I want to make sure, so there's all this fluffy soil on top. I want to make sure that the top of the clove of the garlic is below the soil level, not of the fluffed up soil that came out of the ditch, because it's going to go back in, but I want it lower than the native soil. And I want to plant it with the root side down and the pointy side up. That's really important. Oh, and I forgot a step. This next step is I always put bone meal in with my garlic, just a little bit of bone meal. And that little bit of bone meal, I used about half a handful for 8 feet of row. Probably used a whole handful for 16 feet of row. And that is going to give the garlic phosphorus, which contributes to growing this very amazing, beautiful, large garlic. And then I space my garlic between 7 and 8 inches from center to center, which works out with my hand to be about that long. But if your hands are differently sized, you might want to put your hand up on a tape measure or a ruler and find out about 7, probably between actually 6 and 8 inches, I think is great. And then you're going to plant your garlic. If you plant it closer than that, you might not get as big of garlic because it's going to have more competition. Place my garlic. Oh, and sometimes, like when I was busting this open, like sometimes the skin won't go between each of the cloves. Like in this situation, like I think that there wasn't skin in between these 2 cloves. And in that case, if there's some that doesn't have skin on the outside, that is no problem. And then I place my garlics in the ground. And then you cover them up. I've got this big extra amount of soil right here. Go back over.